uniforms. It'll be Washington and Mike Holloway on the tip. It goes to the Bearcats in the third ever meeting between these two schools underway in the Queen City.
Fairleigh Dickinson comes out in the 2-3. They're going to try to shade and stop the inside play.
Bearcats coming off a game in which they scored 96 against Texas Southern, and they pick up right where they left off. Kevin Johnson, a tray from the corner.
That's always a good sign when your captain comes out and makes his first shot when he's been struggling.
Full court pressure following the make. Darian Anderson and Stefan Jiggets get it across midcourt. And now it'll be Anderson, the junior point guard, setting things up.
Bearcats in their traditional matchup, man-to-man defense.
Jiggets will drive the lane on Washington, doesn't get the roll. Gary Clark there for his first rebound. Gary Clark passed the 600 rebound mark in the game against Texas Southern on Tuesday. Greg Herenda in his 4th season as head coach of the Knights, still working on building things up, but folks excited about the team this year. They were picked, despite their 2-8 record right now, before the season, picked to win their conference, the NEC, this season. So certainly a team with a lot of promise as they get a little bit closer to conference play.
He's been a winner wherever he's winning. He took over UMass Lowell. They had a 12-win season. The next season, they won 21-9. He's the coach of the year. He knows what he's doing. He had this, when he took over the program, the 3rd youngest roster in college basketball, and he's built this program up.
Earl Potts Jr. committed the game's first foul. Jacob Evans splits a pair of free throws and a 4-point lead early. 60 seconds gone by in Cincinnati.
You know, it can be difficult for teams to realize what the Bearcats are running, but when you can shoot, doesn't matter what you're running.
Darian Anderson sure can. 44% on the season from downtown, the leading scorer on the season for the Knights at 20 points per game, and he finds a tray, fires another one. A falling away shot, maybe taken a little bit too quickly. Gary Clark, in the meantime, is fouled along the baseline, is slow to his feet. Appears to be okay, and there was contact from behind from Caleb Bishop.
You know, when he comes down on this, twists his ankle a little bit, and you know, when you hurt your ankle one time during the season, it's pretty much going to be that way. You can get treatment all you want, but it's going to have a baseline level of pain he's going to have to deal with the entire season.
Gary limping a little bit. He brought the inbounds pass to Troy Copain, then trying to get up the court, certainly walking gingerly. Remember, he was injured at home back in November. Did not miss any games, however. Rebound for Earl Potts. And Gary a little slow getting back to the defensive end.
Yeah, he's laboring. That's a rebound. He would have jumped over the player's back and grabbed it. Didn't even attempt.
Earl Potts Jr. on the board for the first time today. And in the blink of an eye, a 6-4 lead for the Knights.
How about Earl Potts, last year's MVP of the NEC tournament, 2nd team all NEC last year, looking to really heat up again this year.
Pair of 3-pointers and a 6-0 run for Fairleigh Dickinson. Give him a 2-point lead. Kyle Washington at the free throw line. 10 to shoot for the Cats. Washington falling away ties the game.
Looked like he was trying to figure out this next move in a game of chess. Finally put it up with that awkward left-hand jump hook, and it goes in.
Bearcats will continue with the full court pressure. Kevin Johnson and Troy Copain bringing it on Jiggets as he gets it across midcourt. Now Stefan Jiggets will set it up.
And they continue to dribble this ball around. If the Cats can get Fairleigh Dickinson taking shots under the 5-second count, they're doing a great job.
Jacob Evans hard to the hoop, then goes down on his tailbone. And that'll get the attention of the medical staff. A very hard foul underneath the bucket. I don't think there was anything malicious intended. But boy, did Evans go down hard on the foul by Mike Holloway.
And they're going to have to go to the monitor to take a look at this. I mean, this is scary right here. Watch, he goes underneath the arm, and he lands directly on that tailbone. You can see the shock on Jacob Evans' face. He's like, oh, my goodness.
Our referees today, Mike Nance, Roderick Dixon, and Justin Qualls. So 2 of the 3 will head to the monitor, and I think this will be a flagrant one, Terry. I don't think the intent was there, but the foul was a bit reckless.
Yeah, it's not flagrant 2.
No, not by any means.
Yeah, but it's definitely a flagrant 1. I mean, this is what you're trying to clean up. And Mike Holloway, as soon as he did it, he put his hands on his head, and he couldn't believe what went on. Like, he was He looked and he realized what he's done. No athlete out here wants to hurt another athlete. And then you don't want to be that person that's labeled a dirty player.
And for as hard as Jacob Evans went down, great to see that the training staff didn't have to come onto the floor, attend to him, so he can stay into the game. And while they review it, it gives them an opportunity to make sure that he is truly okay without him having to come out of the game. So Jacob Evans isn't even getting treatment over on the bench. So great to see that Jacob Evans is okay, and it appears as though it'll be a flagrant one. Terry will get the explanation. Yep. So the excessive contact, you probably heard the voice of our official as the call was made. A flagrant one on Mike Holloway, the sophomore forward out of New Jersey. He picks up his first. And Jacob Evans will get an opportunity. He's grabbing his right hip a little bit as he heads to the free throw stripe. So a couple bruises early on for the Bearcats as we have a tie game 3 minutes in. Evans will get a pair of free throws, and then the Bearcats will maintain the possession following the flagrant one.
Jacob Evans is grabbing his elbows and a little tingling action going on. He'll feel this later. Right now, the adrenaline is taking away a lot of the pain. Halftime, he'll stiffen up a little bit if he's not on the bicycle. But you want your players healthy. Right now, you already have within the first 3 minutes, you got Gary Clark twisting his ankle. You have Jacob Evans being clotheslined on the play. You have a game in another couple of 5 days. You play Marshall, and then you get into league play on the 28th. So you want your guys healthy going into league play.
Evans gets the first, and the second rattles through. So 3 points all from the free throw line for Jacob Evans. Bearcats retake the lead, and Gary Clark has now come out of the game. Trey Scott checks in. And Clark is getting some attention from the medical staff, so he is not on the bench right now.
How about Troy Copain using his size and strength to muscle one up in the basket?
First 2 of the day for the senior captain. Bearcats back on top by 4. Into the lane, the ball is swatted away by Copain. He will pick up his first foul. That is also the first on the Bearcats.
I mean, Kyle Washington has to understand the first rule of defense: you never let the offense attack the middle. You force them to the baseline, because then you have 2 defenders there. You have yourself, you have the baseline, and you also have the basket, which it's a hard and difficult angle to go baseline and try to shoot over a taller opponent. So you want to force him towards the baseline. He opened his hips up, let the offensive player come to the middle of the lane, Caleb Bishop, and now he made the first of 2.
Bishop on the season now 10 for 15 from the free throw stripe, averages 6 points per game. Playing as a true freshman today, making his 5th start of the season.
Went to the same alma mater as Coach Greg Herenda for his first couple of years.
Herenda stomping around, looking for defense, and it wasn't there. That'll make him stomp some more. Kyle Washington with a big dunk.
So for somebody that can spring so fast and so quickly to dunk the ball, he's a natural rebounder if he can only focus his mind to do it.
Jiggett setting things up. Knights trailing by 4. 3 ball doesn't go off the fingertips of Earl Potts Jr. Rebound for Trey Scott, who has come on for Gary Clark. Washington trying to work a give and go with Trey Scott, and the pass wasn't there.
And it wasn't a good look. Now watch the Cats over here with their defensive rotations. Trey Scott's in the game right now, gives him a little bit more athleticism on the perimeter. Can't get to the closeout after he stopped the ball. He had to rotate out to the corner and gives up the 3.
Jiggett drains the 3. The junior out of Forestville, Maryland, comes in averaging 13 points per game. He brings the Knights back within 1, who have shown good enthusiasm early on, not intimidated by this Bearcats team.
Yeah, the key to when you play at mid-major like Fairleigh Dickinson is they're going to play you close for a while, and it's when you rotate with subs that the game really starts changing.
Very fast-paced to this game right now. 5 minutes gone. We've already seen 25 points combined. Number 25 dials a 3, doesn't connect. Anderson at the other end for the Knights. Potts down low for Holloway. Spinning in the lane, he shuffled his feet and will be called. And again, to be completed by 2018-19. This building opened in 1989, and no doubt is ready for a facelift. The Knights so far 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. The Bearcats are 1 for 3, and Cincinnati with 6 points in the paint right now, leading by 3. Trey Scott from the free throw line connects.
Found a little pocket in the high post in the 2-3. That's the area that they're going to leave open in the 2-3 zone. You got to be able to make that shot, and he knocked it down.
No official word on the injury to Gary Clark, but good news is he is back on the bench. No ice on his ankle, and he is not in warm-up, so we hope to see him return.
He had 3 rebounds in 3 minutes. Definitely need his production.
Jiggets from the free throw line, no. Rebound is tapped out to Anderson. Anderson going to swing it across, deflected by Jennifer.
Troy Copain
up into the hands of Trey Scott. Scott taking it hard to the hoop, and a block will be called. Foul on Fairleigh Dickinson, their 4th. Will send Trey Scott to the line.
Trey Scott will learn to jump off of 2 feet right there and either do the short jump shot or go to try to dunk the basketball. He tried to do a little Euro step. Didn't quite get overseas on that step, but he got a chance to get to the free throw line.
There is Gary Clark sitting on the bench, so we'll keep an eye and see when he returns. Trey Scott, in the meantime, 2 free throws coming. Front end is no good. He is 6 for 11 on the season. Jaron Cumberland will check in. Troy Copain will get an opportunity to catch his breath for the first time today. Cumberland coming off a career game against Texas Southern. 18 points on 7 of 9 shooting the basketball, and a perfect 4 for 4 from downtown. Redshirt freshman Trey Scott misses them both, but the sub, Jaron Cumberland, gets the offensive rebound.
Got away. Now he's supposed to shoot the ball since he got it back. It's just how it goes.
Scott on the elbow. Turning to the basket. There he gets 2 points.
There you go. I mean, you can't make 2 free throws. At least get it back for your team.
Scott's been efficient with his minutes, shooting 50% on the season from the field. Bearcats with their biggest lead of the afternoon at 7. They've also made 6 of their last 7 field goals. Cal Washington gets the rebound on the O'Gara miss.
I love it.
Jacob Evans at the other hand with a 2-hand dunk, and the run continues. 5 for Evans and a 9-point lead for Cincinnati.
That's what makes Justin Jennifer so effective, is his ability.
And that's huge, both in recruiting and just continuity with your players as well.
How about Larry Davis? He's like Benjamin Button. He's getting younger as I see him.
Really is the truth, isn't it?
Big and buff now.
More fit every season. Ball is deflected away right in front of McCronin. He wanted the arrow, or at least the hand from the referee, to point in favor of his men in white. Not the case.
Cronin just walks away. I'll save it.
Darnell Edge, the sophomore, will bring it back into play. The Knights need a bucket. Otherwise, the Bearcats are going to be on the cusp of going up by double figures. Foul is called on Justin Jennifer. That is his first. Second team foul on the Bearcats. And I think Justin Jennifer, a big part. You know, we talked about the bench a lot here early on, but boy, is he a big part of Cincinnati being successful, because he could spell those minutes for Troy Copain to make sure that Troy's not playing 35, 36 minutes per game. Trey Scott trying to get a steal, will lose it into the courtside seats, so to go right back to Fairleigh Dickinson. But going back to my point, if Justin Jennifer is efficient for 10 to 12 minutes, relieving Troy Copain, who's then only playing 28 to 30 minutes per game, he's going to be a lot fresher come March.
I mean, he dropped his body fat from 14% and dropped 10 pounds. And look at this Trey over here, runs into the Bearcat over on the sideline.
Nearly kept it in play, too, an athletic play. And, you know, a lot of comparisons have been made between Trey Scott and Justin Jackson. The one thing he's got to work on, if he's going to make plays like that, he has to be able to jump over 2 rows of courtside seats, right?
Well, Justin had one of the sickest one-leg pogo jumps we've ever seen.
I mean, he literally jumped every row of seats on each side of this hardwood, both baselines, both sidelines, and you just knew when he was flying in that direction. And there it is. Offensive foul is called on the Knights. Back to the Bearcats.
He just graduated from the Terry Nelson School of Acting. Watch this. Head snaps back, elbow up. I'm telling you, man, you got an Academy Award on that one.
That was a good sell by number 3 in white, Justin Jennifer. Certainly reminiscent of number 33 in white.
That's right, baby. That's right. You know, to do that, you have to be in good position. You just can't be acting and flopping around all the time. You got to be sound.
Trey Scott backdoor Jacob Evans, went up for it, was fouled. And Jacob Evans will get an opportunity following the foul called on Tyrone O'Gara.
Now watch what the second team is doing. The second team is throwing over the press, whereas the first team was trying to get the ball in the middle and bring it back out and set up. Justin Jennifer and Jared Cumberland are throwing over top of the press to the back line of that, and then Trey Scott grabs it and throws it over to Jacob Evans, and he's jumping so high, he's ready to dunk the ball. He gets fouled in the play, can't make the free throw, but I like the fact that they're attacking the press. You want them to get out of this press, and you do that by making them pay for it.
Bearcats 3 for 7 from the free throw strike to start this game. Evans 3 for 5, comes in on the season at 82% from the charity strike. Second free throw by Evans is no good, but he follows it, gets the rebound, and the bucket.
That's old Moses Malone. You know, you don't need the free throws, just get the rebound and bucket.
Jacob Evans padding the stats with a rebound. Another field goal make, 2 more points.
Oh, look at this. He misses it, comes down, grabs it. First rule of free throws, somebody got to get the shooter, puts it up off the glass.
Went between 3 blue jerseys to get that rebound. An impressive effort, no doubt. O'Gara working along the left wing.
He traveled
into the lane, double team to call a foul. Jacob Evans wants to travel. Nick Cronin wants to travel. That won't be the call. Instead, it's a personal foul against Trey Scott, his first.
He did a little Michael Jackson Thriller right there. I mean, that was a moonwalk right in front of the bench. I tell you what, when you see guys with knee braces on and ankle braces on, basketball, a lot of your injuries are going to be from waist down, knees, ankles. When you start getting that stuff going on there, it's going to be a long season because that stuff just doesn't heal quickly.
O'Gara splits the 2 free throws, has his first point of the day. Is now 7 for 11 on the season from the free throw line.
See Fairleigh Dickinson get out of that press.
Cumberland out of the right side. Jennifer, 3-ball, got it.
Changed the rotation on his shot. They used to have a thumb on it. Look at that, the defensive intensity.
Knights will break the press, but Bearcats sure are bringing it right now. Leading by Bakers doesn't. There's the travel at the top of the key.
And he can absolutely put you on skates with his ball handling ability.
2 for 3 from the field today. 7 points in 8 minutes. Let's see a few subs in the game right now. Trey Scott, Cumberland, and Justin Jennifer. Cumberland looking for a 3-ball, bit too strong, and the rebound is corralled by Malik Miller.
Cats are sticking with this lineup. They have 3 subs out there.
Darian Anderson, who had an early 3, trying to get it back. Justin Jennifer nearly knocked it away. McCronin wanted another travel. 10 to shoot for the Knights. Into the lane, it's O'Gara. It's turning and finding the hoop. First field goal of the day for the redshirt senior. First 2 points in the paint for Fairleigh Dickinson. 2 more points in the paint at the other end for Cincinnati.
Know your role. Trey Scott knows his sweet spot, middle of the paint. They're going to get it to him, and he's going to knock it down, too.
Well, he's being asked to fill the minutes of Gary Clark right now, and doing a fine job at that. Lead is back to 13 for Cincinnati.
Gary Clark is a prisoner of his own jumping ability.
Cumberland with a steal. Justin Jennifer all alone will lay it up and in.
Left-hand guys look kind of awkward when they make right-hand layups. Hey, it's effective.
6 different Bearcats have scored thus far. He's Cumberland on the run out. Leaves it for Jennifer, who went behind his back to Evans. He is fouled but didn't get it. And Justin Jennifer doing a great job pushing the pace right now for Cincinnati.
I don't think Coach Cronin liked it, but hey, it was effective. Look at the right-hand layup right there. Puts it off the glass. His defensive intensity is causing a lot of ruckus on the point guard play of Fairleigh Dickinson. He's scrapping. He's making Fairleigh Dickinson get their offense going within the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, forcing them to take errant shots. And the Cats sub 4 at a time, including Justin Jennifer. What minutes did he have? And the bench stands up and applauds his effort.
Well, and good to see Gary Clark back into the game after an apparent injury to his ankle very early. Nasir Brooks checks in for the first time today. That'll spell Kyle Washington, and with a 16-point lead at the midway point of the first half, Coach Cronin able to work in a different rotation.
All 5 out, well, 4 of the 5 are out. Cumberland stays in the game. The captain, Kevin Johnson, comes back in. His defensive intensity has wreaked havoc on opposing guards all season long.
After those free throws by Jacob Evans, a 19-3 run by Cincinnati has blown this game wide open. Jig gets out to the right. Darnell Edge. Down low for Mike Holloway, the starter. Holloway working on Brooks, shuffled his feet. And Mick Cronin gets the travel he's been looking for at that end.
Well, you know, when you're 7 feet, just put your arms up and don't let guys go around you. You don't have to block a lot of shots. Most guys will get intimidated because they can't see over the outstretched arms if you're close.
That was the 7th turnover in 10+ minutes of basketball for Fairleigh Dickinson. That is not the formula for success against anybody, let alone this Cincinnati Bearcats basketball team. Now Brooks is going to commit a foul. Gary Clark couldn't quite get to the rebound, and Brooks came over the shoulders of Mike Holloway. That'll be the first for Nasir Brooks.
Good high-low action by Clark to Brooks. Brooks will learn to power that straight up instead of doing a little wheel around and shooting the jump hook. Power it up, get the and one.
Edge looking to set it up for Fairleigh Dickinson. Now Jiggett's backing it out between the rings.
This cat's rotating on defense.
Not sure why Mike Holloway didn't reach for the basketball there. Both Holloway and Darnell Edge thought that that basketball was deflected. Let's take a look.
It looked like it was deflected. No, no.
Not even close.
Not even close. It was about 5 inches away. He was trying to sell it.
He saw something that nobody else here saw, because you're right. Cumberland has his shot blocked with Kevin Johnson on the follow. Got the rebound and then shuffled his feet. He's called for the travel. 3rd turnover today for Cincinnati.
Kevin rubs on his knee a little bit. He stubbed toes, but watch this. The roommates, Copain and Johnson, will try to make it difficult for them to inbound the basketball here and then make it get out of their hands. The run and jump action right here.
Jig gets to the top of the key, gets to the lane, off balance shot as he falls down. Does not go, and a foul is called as Gary Clark was trying to get to the rebound.
Gary didn't jump as high that time to grab that rebound. That's what sore ankles do to you. Normally he's head and shoulders above everybody else with that quick leaping ability, second to none to Eric Martin and Kenyon Martin. But when you watch how he jumped on that one, he just basically went up with 2 hands, didn't jump as high. He was maybe 6 inches lower than he would normally jump. I mean, watch how he's outstretched there. He's up against body, doesn't jump as high, gets pushed right there. But you can tell that ankle was having some effect on his ability to leap and use his ability to rebound.
Bonus situation for the Bearcats means Gary Clark is at the strike, gets his first point of the game. 7 different Bearcats have scored here in the first half. In the meantime, Mike Holloway, the sophomore, has picked up his 2nd personal foul for Greg Herenda.
Gary Clark leading his team with 14 block shots. Second on the team with 14 block shots, that is.
The run for Cincinnati now at 21-3 in favor of the red and black. Fairleigh Dickinson hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. They can't find the hoop there, but the rebound is knocked out of bounds following the shot by Potts. Ball will stay with the Knights with 9 on the timer.
Potts drove baseline and thought he had an opening, and Cats rotated well defensively.
Jig gets on the inbounds pass to Bishop, then gets it right back. 4 to shoot for the Knights. Gary Clark suffocating on defense. Outlet pass for Kevin Johnson, who lays it up and in.
For once, I would like to see Kevin tear the rim down. 44-inch vertical jump. He likes to conserve his energy and just put it off the glass.
To be fair, he had a defender coming pretty hard on his back there.
Come on, man, do it to him.
Safety first, get the bucket, and the 2 points.
Look, you're not in preschool anymore, Tommy G.
All right.
Dunk the basketball. This is major D1.
Troy Copain into the front court. Off to Clark. Johnson, 3-ball, yes, sir.
He says, this is what I do. Don't worry about dunking the ball, Terry.
Yeah,
this is what I do.
26-3 now the run for the Bearcats.
Look at that rotation right there by Troy Copain.
And then Copain catches up with it. How about that ball just slowing down in the corner?
Look at that, and one.
Copain doesn't get the jump shot to go, but the
10 turnovers in the first 13 minutes.
Troy Copain at the free throw line, the senior out of Virginia. Misses on his first attempt of the day. Generally one of the best free throw shooters for the Bearcats, just 13 of 20 on the season from the stripe. Cincinnati at about 66% this season shooting free throws. Copain will get the backhand.
I wonder what it's like when you have all these preseason accolades and then there's social media. How do you stay focused?
You don't check social media. You know who's glad there was no social media in 1992 and 93? Bob Huggins.
Yeah.
You too, probably. Bob Huggins, I guess.
Oh, yes.
You got called into the office plenty. You didn't
Plenty. Yeah.
That would have just complicated things.
Look at that.
Kevin Johnson just pokes it away, and there's your two-hand dunk.
There it is. I told you I like it. Before the game, I told Kevin Johnson I need 4 steals, and he's already up to 2, I believe.
There you got another one.
Oh, look at that.
On the inbounds pass, he takes it away. That there was his second steal of the game.
Look at that. He's sitting in the cut waiting. Goes up and said, 44, baby. Let me hold on a little bit. Just let you know, those that are taking pictures. Where's my camera? Let me get a selfie while I'm up here. They'll hold on a little bit. Turns right back around and gets the steal. I tell you what, Kevin Johnson's been around, put in the work, 3 years as 6-man. Now he's coming into his senior year, one of the best on-the-ball defenders in college basketball. Gets a fast break dunk, and now everybody's going to be wondering where's that been all this time, and we need to see more of those dunks.
4 for 5 from the field, 11 points, just 2 shy of his season high of 13. How bad is it for Fairleigh Dickinson right now? 0 points in the last 4 minutes. They've made just 1 of their last 8 field goals, and the run is at 31-3 in favor of Cincinnati.
Tell you what, you bring that ball up against Kevin, you better check your wallet.
He nearly swatted it away again. Jiggett's going to get rid of it to Anderson.
Step back, good defense.
Nowhere to go. Now let it fly from the free throw line, and he finally knocks it down. The 4+ minute drought ends for Fairleigh Dickinson. Anderson has 5.
Yeah, he's averaging nearly 20 points per game. Nasir puts it up, and he's like, where's the foul? As a freshman, dunk the basketball. You're the tallest guy on the floor. Dunk the basketball, and don't leave anything to question about the officials. There's been some pretty good guys with that number throughout college basketball at Cincinnati.
You think?
Yeah, number 33. Darnell Burton was one of them.
Yeah, that's one. Anybody else?
Yeah, he played in the Final Four.
Huh.
Probably sitting next to you.
In the early 60s? I don't remember who was 33 in the early 60s. That was a little bit before my time.
Look at that. The press is swarming.
Oh! Nearly a highlight dunk from Earl Potts Jr., but he couldn't quite come up with it. And Nadi Basiri, the sophomore forward who was checked in for Mike Holloway, who has 3 personal fouls, is going to the free throw line.
I mean, come on. Potts had a chance to make every highlight reel
For the season.
On national television against a ranked opponent, catching a half-court lob for a dunk would have been something to elevate his status on campus.
Bearcats scored 96 on Tuesday. They have 44 so far today, and we're still 6 minutes away from halftime. Kevin Johnson, 3-ball, has a new season high.
Come on now. Kevin says, what slump?
And with that 3-pointer, Kevin Johnson has actually tied his career high of 15. Anderson, a very flat 3-pointer at the other end.
Troy Copain surveying the lane, looks at the captain, his roommate. Step back action. He's feeling good. Oh, that's the rebound we're talking about.
Evans pulling it towards the corner. Brooks with the left hand hooks it up and in.
That's a good move by the big fella. They worked it around the perimeter, got the ball inside. Nice left hand jump hook in the paint by Nasir Brooks.
8 different Bearcats have scored. Cincinnati with 20 points in the paint. Malik Miller spinning in the lane. No. Gary Clark Will use his big paws to grab his 7th rebound in the first half.
He's a natural. I mean, he's one of the most gifted rebounders I've seen in college basketball in some time.
The junior out of North Carolina. Remember, he hasn't even played that much today because he went out early with an ankle injury. Troy Copain is knocked down working along the elbow. He'll go to the free throw line. And 15 for Kevin Johnson.
I mean, you see the little handoff right there and the 26-footer. And the pass right there. Watch the quarter turn. He looks, shoots it. Footwork not quite there yet, but effective up top with the left-hand jump hook. You know, talk about Gary Clark. Gary Clark may not get you the most rebounds in conference play, but you won't find a better rebounder outside of his area. Someone who jumps and gets balls that nobody else can get. Someone who gets second chance opportunities because of his leaping ability, his soft fingertips, and able to not just grab the rebound, but convert what he grabs down low.
Copain getting a pair of free throws. Cincinnati leading 51-18 here at home, and looking pretty good as they inch a little bit closer towards conference action.
He traveled.
Off balance shot, putback doesn't go. Barisi got a few pieces of it, 2 looks, didn't convert.
Look at the head probing, Justin Jennifer. What a beautiful move.
Trey Scott spinning and scoring.
This freshman has a whole bag of talent. When he reaches into that bag, when he gets better, that 3-point shot, off the dribble, jump shots. But right now, his post game is impressive.
Okay, another travel down low for Fairleigh Dickinson, not called. Kyle Washington was falling out of bounds. He threw it right back into Jiggins.
You bounce it in the corner, and you tell your guys to come over there and get it. You never throw a loose ball underneath your opponent's basket.
Justin Jennifer's 3, no, but Evans gets the rebound. Evans trying a 3-pointer. That doesn't go. Already, this is the highest scoring first half of the season for Cincinnati. Jacob Evans, a hard foul at the other end.
Trey Scott, this UC does stand for under construction. I mean, we do a lot. Cincinnati does a lot in this campus. It's one of the most beautiful campuses in all of the country. And I tell you what, it's been impressive to watch FC Cincinnati transform Nippert Stadium into their home as well.
Yeah, no doubt. They have done a great job there, and it looks like a soccer match and a soccer pitch when it's a soccer game.
Come on.
And then when it's a football game, it looks like a football field and a football stadium. We saw a 14-hour transition in October from a UC football game on a Saturday night to an FC Cincinnati playoff game the next afternoon.
I mean, when I see in the Staples Center when they change out floors for the Clippers and the Lakers, and that's a big task. But to change out turfs is quite different.
Jacob Evans' jump shot goes. While we're talking about football, Jacob Evans in double figures, by the way. UC has a new football coach, Luke Fickell. We will hear from Luke Fickell coming up at halftime, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. Fickell making the move about 100 miles south, where he is currently the defensive coordinator at Ohio State University. Darian Anderson is fouled going to the hole, and he will head to the stripe on the Bearcats' 6th team foul.
Yeah, Darian Anderson has got to get going. I mean, he's their saving grace. He's got 5 points so far. He averages nearly 20 on the season, 19 points on the season. He's a guy that's going to put him up in abundance.
Anderson out of Washington, D.C. finds the first free throw.
Kevin Johnson checks back in for his roommate. Been roommates for a long time. I mean, Kevin Johnson and Troy Copain have a friendship and a bond that is hard to break.
Jacob Evans on to Justin Jennifer. Pretty much everybody that's touched the ball for the Bearcats has found a way to score here in the first half, including that guy, Kevin Johnson, who leads the way with 15. Now Washington trying to spin to the hoop, took an extra step.
Yeah, he should have just passed the ball. I mean, he did the wrong pivot at the high post. If he would have reversed pivot and backed out, he would have got a chance to survey the defense and see where the shooters were. Look at the pressure right there. Kevin Johnson.
Turnover. Back to Johnson, pushes it up too strong. Trey Scott followed, was fouled. And Trey will get a chance at the free throw line.
Kevin Johnson poked that ball away once again. His activity, I mean, watch him get his hand in here, poke it out of there. He's looking, he almost gets the and one over there. He puts it up, pump fakes, puts it up with the left hand, misses it, but who's there? The human pogo. Trey Scott gets fouled in the offensive rebound attempt.
Scott's first free throw is no good. He has 8 points today, came in averaging 3.5 per game, had 11, which was a new career high to go along with 7 rebounds against Texas Southern on Tuesday, and has picked up right where he left off.
Yeah, the Cats are struggling from the free throw line there, 13 of 22.
Anderson dropping it behind his back. Onto the free throw line, ball is poked away from Malik Miller. He'll stay with the Knights.
By who? Kevin Johnson. I mean, he is everywhere defensively. When I say he's one of the best defenders in college basketball, I am not saying that just because I like the young man. I like him because he's one of the best defenders in college basketball.
Offensive rebound for O'Gara. His putback is no good. Kyle Washington the rebound. You see TJ Wolf over on the Bearcats bench charting deflections. Boy, has he been busy here in the first half.
Yes, he has. The Cats are just tremendous. Look at that ISO right there, top of the key. He's fouled in that play. Should have been an and one.
But how about his strength there? To be fouled and to still push it up and in, and then Fairleigh Dickinson steps over the line on the inbounds pass, gives it right back to the Bearcats, and they're honestly lucky it wasn't a technical foul called on Darian Anderson for his reaction afterwards.
Yes, but it was the inbounds turnover was caused by Kevin Johnson. Kevin was putting pressure on him, and he stepped over the line. I mean, he's got a good scoring game going, but his defense has really changed the tide of this game.
22 points in the paint here in the first half alone. The Knights have just 24 points as a team. Still 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Trey Scott with the
left it for a wide open Jacob Evans, who isn't going to miss. Evans has 14.
I watched Golden State play the other day, and they had 36 baskets on 36 assists to start the game. And this is impressive now. That's 12 assists on 19 baskets.
16th consecutive start for Jacob Evans. 100 seconds remaining. And this is now the highest scoring half, first or second half, all season long for Cincinnati.
You gotta love Justin Jennifer. The flailing, the theatrics, his ability to get in your face, under your skin, and make you react is what is getting him playing time. The fact that he has great court vision is one thing, but shaping his body, recreating his shot, putting in the work in the offseason, a guy who wanted it. And look at that little dump down right here.
Terry Nelson loves the theatrics. Never saw that coming. Now Washington has a shot blocked, stays with it, and converts it.
He's a bull in a china shop. I mean, this young man is physical under the basket, will not be denied from 4 feet in. He's going to get that ball up.
9th time this season Washington has been in double figures. He has 10 points and 5 rebounds. 1 minute left in the half.
Kevin Johnson.
Step back from edge is no good. Jacob Evans in transition to Justin Jennifer, who lays it up and in.
I mean, they're sharing the basketball. Guys are filling the lanes. Coach Cronin has his arms behind his back, barking out orders because he's impressed. That's a goaltending. Cronin is impressed with the effort of his team. And I mean, you watch this little dump down pass right here. Look at that. He wheels, puts it up to the left, gets it blocked, grabs it back, pivots, throws a couple of elbows, and puts it back in and says, I will not be denied.
Everything going the Bearcats' way here in the first half. They have at least one more possession. Evans, jump shot, no.
Look at that.
Kyle Washington, another rebound. And now Cincinnati can hold for the last shot of the half, and that is exactly what is going to happen. Mick Cronin will draw it up. Shot clock is off, and a nice round of applause following that offensive rebound. Cincinnati is going to take a huge lead to the locker room at the half, and Kevin Johnson dribbles it off his foot. Has his shot swatted.
Come on, man.
By Kevin Johnson, so an exclamation point for Cincinnati. That's 65-26 as we put 20 more minutes on the scoreboard.
Stephen Jiggets is going up against Troy Copain now. Let's see if they can get some rhythm going right now. It's a tall task to try to win this game, but just to look more efficient going into their league play.
Gary Clark fighting for a rebound. Jacob Evans ends up coming away with it. And I would say, Terry, that right now when you look at it, he said it's a tall task. I think it's much taller than that. Kyle Washington has his shot blocked, but if you're Fairleigh Dickinson, you're playing a top 25 opponent. Right now, is the final 20 minutes about getting better as a team?
Yeah, it's about just staying focused. Don't look at the score. Try to execute, because you're going to come up against a team like this in league play that's going to give you these bursts. Right there, as Jiggett knocks it down. You know, he scored 27 last year against Sacred Heart, against Kane Broome.
Right.
Kane had 24 in the first game. They came into Sacred Heart and beat that game. They won. Kane had 24. So when it was time to return it, and Sacred Heart goes to, they go to Fairleigh Dickinson, Kane had 39 points, and they won that game.
Of course, Kane Broome now has transferred here to Cincinnati, sitting out this year due to NCAA rules. Three-pointer Troy Copain. He has 8.
Troy looked over at Kevin Johnson and said, "My bad, I was going to pass it to you, but I need to get one."
Darian Anderson, who had an early basket. Remember, this game was 12-11. And the Knights were giving the Bearcats a run early, and then Cincinnati just put their foot on the gas and never looked back. Clark gets a pass down low, kicks it out for Evans. Three-pointer doesn't go.
Get back, set up, take a charge.
Right off the other end, Gary Clark getting back defensively, gets the block shot.
The American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year last year is on pace again this year. He's going to have a tall task right now from Kevin Johnson. Quick bucket right there.
That was Darian Anderson picking up the bucket. He has 13 points. A bright spot.
He also had 11 assists last year in that Sacred Heart game.
Gary Clark's hook shot does not go. Stefan Jiggets will leave it for Potts. Ball movement along the perimeter for the Knights. Anderson, top of the key. Bishop going to set it down low for Miller. Malik Miller very short. And a foul was called on the battle for the rebound against Cincinnati. They got Kevin Johnson.
Trey Scott making an early appearance. They got to try to keep that ankle warm enough. They don't want to put too much pressure on it, but I guess you don't want to get some of your guys more playing time, and Trey Scott has earned the trust of the coaching staff.
When you're up by 37, you can afford that.
Who's looking at the score? Why are you looking at the score, Tommy?
That's my job.
No, your job is to call a game. Come on, man. What are you doing? Quit cherry picking.
The score is involved in those duties, I'm pretty sure. We can check afterwards. Jiggets has it kicked away over on the far side of the court, so it will stay with Fairleigh Dickinson.
Let's see what the captain here does defensively. He's surveying the lane. He's looking for all screeners that come. It's going to be a high post screen sometime. The double down right there. Step back. Oh.
Anderson missed. 2 putbacks don't fall through for the Knights, and it's been that kind of day.
Troy looks over at his roommate.
Kevin Johnson down low, goes through the hands of Kyle Washington, who couldn't hold on to it, and Kyle Washington is going to be coming out 3 minutes into the second half. Quadri Moore quickly up off Mick Cronin's bench.
Quadri goes from getting a start last game to
haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, haven't seen him yet.
Jiggets driving, dropped it to Malik Miller, who dunked it home for his first 2.
And no contest by Kyle Washington. I tell you what, Coach Cronin, every coach wants perfection. It's not realistic, but you want your team to be the best that they can possibly be going in the league play. And he's not content with a 35-point lead.
Copain on the right wing. Down low for Washington, the left-handed hook shot up and through.
Yeah, Kyle can score with the best of them.
Washington has 12. Comes in averaging 16 per game. Rebound for Cincinnati, quickly back to the offensive end. Copain's floater no. Offensive rebound and a putback.
Troy Copain's trying to get his scoring average up and his rebounds up because he knows he's not going to play the bottom half of this 20-minute segment here.
Copain into double figures for the 48th time in his career. Now has 10. Malik Miller an offensive rebound. Got it off to Potts. Now Jiggets from the free throw line. Yes.
Nice baseline pass right there for the 15-foot jump shot.
Scott turning, taking it off the window, and Cincinnati 32 points in the paint.
That's 3 buckets right now for Trey Scott from the high post area.
5 Bearcats in double figures this afternoon.
Am I one of them?
Nope. 15 minutes remaining.
I still got time.
You might get the opportunity, though, at this rate. Heck, I could maybe get double figures in this game. Let's not get, now we're getting carried away. Troy Copain. Right-hand jam.
Oh, my goodness. 44-inch vertical jump display right there. Caught it with one hand. Troy Copain looked and just punishes the rim. Jacob Evans III.
Punishes the rim is a good way to put it. Cincinnati clicking on all cylinders. Kevin Johnson from NBA range.
And he just turns and looks and says, I've been needing a game like this. I put in the work.
18, a new career high. Kevin had 15 in January of last season against Houston. The lead is 44 for Cincinnati.
And when you hear the press, they know that Cincinnati is coming. And right there, Jacob Evans with a cheap one, but their defensive stops into free-flowing offense. And I tell you what, when it rains, it pours. You get 5 people in double figures for the Cats. Everybody's enjoying themselves. You see guys on the bench with their legs crossed. I mean, it's a tremendous time, and you see some Zach Tobler signs being displayed around in the student section.
The Tobler time sign was up to start the second half. I think that Mick Cronin will have something to say about that. Troy Copain now 401 assists. That's 7th on the all-time University of Cincinnati list, and he's closing in on Damon Flint, 6 behind Damon.
Damon Flint played out of position, played point guard here at Cincinnati. Cincinnati didn't have a point guard, put him at the point guard. He was a natural 2, lefty, long arm. Everybody thought he would be the next NBA player coming out of Cincinnati.
Johnson gives it over to Jennifer. Now Gary Clark trying to back it down. Jennifer's 3-ball rims off. Good looking shot. Guess who? Gary Clark, offensive rebound, 2-hand dunk.
That's the kind of rebound I'm talking about, where he can out-jump you, grab it with those soft fingertips, puts it back up, slams it home. That's the defensive player of the year. Defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding accumulates into that. But what a tremendous leaper Gary Clark is.
That was the first field goal make of the day for Gary Clark. 9 rebounds for the junior out of North Carolina. 6 on the shot clock. Earl Potts Jr. 3-ball is good.
How about it? Get your money in, Potts. Put those dollars in pots.
13 minutes remaining at Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati's lead is 41. Mentioned this is a 3-game homestand for Mick Cronin and the Bearcats.
Gets you
more. Another Bearcat onto the score sheet.
Quadri is one of the best catch-and-shoot players Cincinnati's had. He's just got to find some minutes. I mean, he's put in the work.
Cincinnati's made 6 of their last 7 field goals, including this one from Gary Clark.
I mean, watch this. He jumps over 2 defenders, power dribbles, and goes and puts it up and just dunks it. Look at this. He jumps over the back of 2 guys, grabs it, soft fingertips, and just goes up and powers it back home. It's impressive. See the one-on-one defense right there by Clark.
Jiggets with a hand in his face from Gary Clark, doesn't find one. Jaron Cumberland has not yet scored, coming off that career high 8.
Look at that.
Clark another dunk.
But the playmaking, the unselfishness. When you average 29 in high school, everybody expects you to score the basketball. But to come down knowing he hasn't scored and create for one of the most talented players in the conference in Gary Clark, that's a great playmaker right there by the freshman.
Darian Anderson. Down low for Barisi.
Poked away by the defensive player of the year, Gary Clark, once again.
Shot clock is at 5. Anderson trying to step back. No. Potts 3-ball off the back iron. Quadri Moore rebound.
Nice kick out.
Kevin Johnson finds Cumberland. And Cumberland's three doesn't fall through. And then Quadri Moore will commit a foul.
I mean, you sit over here and I love this. Look at this play make. He wheels around and goes up, puts it around. This is a talented family. Their father is the coach of that high school team. Oh, my goodness.
Earl Potts Jr. has his shot blocked in the paint, and Cincinnati quickly racing the other way. Cumberland onto the score sheet for the first time today.
He's a natural. He's going to put that ball in there, but I'm talking about the two-hand patty cake on the backboard. That wasn't a block. That was an assault. Maybe a capious out on Clark.
10 different Bearcats have scored this afternoon. Earl Potts has 8. Cumberland all alone lays it up and through.
You never have to worry about scoring the basketball. They will find a way to score. And to see Troy and Trey and Kyle, all those guys stand up enjoying this, seeing the second team have some prosperity.
Cincinnati has 90 points with 11 minutes to go. You better believe they're enjoying it.
They might get 120. Go to work, young fella.
Cumberland to Brooks.
Oh, you got to finish that.
The layup doesn't go, but he will head to the free throw line.
I mean, look at this block right now by Brooks. He goes up, and he could have grabbed it off the glass, Kenyon Martin style, but watch it just patty cake this off the rim. Off the backward, then he comes over here, and then Jared Cumberland got his feet set. Doesn't get much lift, but man, he is effective. Now look at Brooks now. Picture him a year from now. He'll have about 10 to 15 pounds of muscle in his upper body. He's got a skill set that's very coachable. He's a rebounder. He sets great screens. He gets good post position. As he learns how to finish around the basket, especially with his left hand and his right hand around the basket, jump hooks here and there. And just being a defender, not a shot blocker, but a total defender, positioning, pushing guys out, reading shoulders. He's going to be a valuable asset coming down the stretch.
The only thing that has not gone real well today,
free throws
for Cincinnati, is the free throw shooting for the Bearcats. 14 to 24 from the line.
That's good because now Cronin will still have something that he can work on.
Parisi.
Get it. It's amazing to see all the Cats looking for their opportunities. You need games like this to build confidence. Look at that.
Every eligible scholarship player has scored today for Mick Cronin.
That's a great move.
Great look there from Darian Anderson. He's had himself a nice day, 15 points.
Yeah, he's supposed to do that. He's their go-to guy.
Comes in averaging 20 per game. Cumberland three ball in the corner. Rattles through.
He's going to end up being the leading scorer in this game because when you're hot, they find you. This is a very unselfish basketball team. And just like that, he looks at the official. He says, was that 3? Was that 3? Official says, yes, it was, big fella.
8 for Cumberland. He got some work to do if he wants to catch Kevin Johnson, who has 18. Parisi leaves it for O'Garo, who will lay it through. He has 5.
Yeah, these Cats are coming down, and you had lineups that 2 freshmen, a sophomore, out there on the floor with the senior.
And travel will be called on Quadri Moore. And you could tell very early in this game, Terry, that the pace was going to be quick. There were going to be a lot of opportunities for Cincinnati to score because both teams, even when it was 12 to 11, they were getting up and down the floor very quickly.
Yeah, they want to push it because the Cats are better when they're running up and down, getting guys tired, being able to utilize that bench. There's no use to being 10, 11 deep if you're not going to press and play fast.
67% from the field is the Bearcats shooting right now. If that were to hold, it would be the highest field goal percentage in the Cronin era. Bearcats almost certainly are going to eclipse the highest number of points scored in the Cronin area. That is 106. That's the number we're keeping an eye on. They're 12 away.
Oh.
Justin Jennifer into the lane, no.
Oh, I'm telling you, he's got some of the herky-jerkiest moves that you want to see. He's coming at you one way. He sidesteps you. Didn't have anywhere to go. He should have kicked it out for the trailer. But watch this move right now. I mean, a little R2 on the joystick. Oh, right there, just loses a guy. Really didn't have a shot on that one. Then you get the over-the-back call.
Foul is called on Cincinnati.
Did you get all your Christmas shopping done?
No, I have some to do this week. Won't happen this weekend, so I'm gonna have to sneak out of the office at some point. Justin Jennifer driving the lane all alone and putting it up and in.
And Quadri is yelling like, throw it back, throw it back. And he looked over at Coach Cronin and he said, no, I'm not throwing this back. I got yelled at the first half.
9 points for Justin Jennifer and a tie.
He's gonna get some dunks here pretty soon.
Of course, Kyle Washington contributed the 8 points off the bench on Tuesday night against Texas Southern. Tonight, back into the starting lineup, not coming off the bench for Cincinnati.
Look at Justin Jennifer as a pest on the ball. Look at the action, the activity. Troy Copain steps out, makes some forces a 30-footer.
Yeah, 2 on the shot clock, didn't go, and then Basiri had it knocked out of his hands. Quadri Moore, 3-ball, yes.
That's what he can do. He's a great catch and shoot player when he understands pace and when to take his shots and doesn't try to create off the dribble. If he just catches and shoots, he's very effective.
11 threes made on 20 attempts today for the Cats.
That's good D. Oh, got to continue to slide your feet.
Another timeout here in Cincinnati. The Bearcats' second of 3 straight at home.
Transition, they've ran well, they've spaced the floor, and they've shot the ball well on the floor. Free throw line, though, it's a different story.
Allowed Mick Cronin to ensure that he's not playing anybody too many minutes. 25 minutes is the most that anybody has played over there on the UC bench, and that's Kevin Johnson with 25 minutes. Johnson started the game, has 18 points, which is a game high, but is not in the game now, and I would imagine we do not see Kevin again. Only one starter in the game at this moment. That is the floor general, Troy Copain, who would probably be called out before too long.
Yeah, he's there to settle it down. Swinging around.
Cumberland on the pump fake. 3-ball rattles through. There's double figures for Jaron Cumberland. 6 different Bearcats in double figures.
Vinnie Johnson back in the day was called the microwave. And this is the 2016-17 version, Jaron Cumberland.
A charge will be called. Nice job. No, did they call the charge?
Yeah.
Yes.
33. Come on now. You got number 33. What do you expect?
I saw Greg Miranda clapping.
Look at this pump fake. Doesn't move. Same shot motion. Puts it up. Deep 3. He's got 11.
Now 405 with that made 3. 405 assists in the career of Troy Copain. He might catch Damon Flint. And the answer is, when is Tobler time? Well, Zach Tobler, who has played a total of 7 minutes this season, is going to get about 6 minutes to play.
Well, it depends.
At midcourt. Depends on when there's a whistle. Cumberland from the same spot. Different result.
Shouldn't bring it down.
Brooks got the rebound. A foul is called, and Zach Tobler, who has played a total of 7 minutes all season, is going to play the final 6 minutes of this game, I would assume.
Tobler time.
Troy Copain takes a seat.
If you notice, they continue to go back to Jaron Cumberland. Troy is looking for him. Troy knows that in order to get my assist up, I got to pass it to guys that can make shots. Go to work, young fella.
Tobler in the lane has nowhere to go. Has to kick it back out to Cumberland. Cumberland trying to feed it back to Tobler. It's deflected away. Still plenty of time for the Bearcats with 16 to shoot. Zach Tobler, basically the captain of the scout team, and Mick Cronin now with 3 walk-ons, as well as Kane Broom, who is a very talented scorer sitting out the year, has basically a scout team to get ready for every game, which I'd imagine is a huge advantage for the staff.
Well, you know why the defense is much better this year, because last year they had problems against Houston and SMU with quick guards. Well, you got Kane Broom as your scout guy, and he's always the person that's the best player on the other team. And if they can control him, which this is a hard time doing it, then they get a good look. Another deflection.
Steal for Brooks. Jennifer going to leave it for Tobler, who's called for a charge. And the starters on the UC bench are beside themselves, and a bit of a smirk from Zach Tobler, the walk-on.
Yeah, well, that's the bad pass. That's the wrong pass to make. You're trying to get Zach Tobler a basket, but the right pass to make was to pass it to your left. Jared Cumberland was wide open on the left, and you're trying to get your guy a basket. I get it. And Jaren's talking to him right now, and he goes, my bad. I was trying to get him one.
A lot of smiles from the guys in white right now.
But they're greedy. They're hungry. They don't want to stop here. They want to get the record.
Again, the most points scored in the Mick Cronin era is 106. Mick's been the coach for 11 years. This is his 346th game as head coach, and I would imagine that they will get 5 more points in the last 5 minutes and 21 seconds, where Mick isn't going to be real happy if they don't hit the 106-point mark.
Well, the problem is when you put Zach Tobler in the game, everybody is trying to force feed him the ball. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Let it come naturally. He'll get it. He'll get it off the glass. He'll do something. When you see him in practice, I mean, Zach could play on the other teams. He's undersized, but he's skilled and he's tough and he knows his role.
Right now, the role of everybody else might be to get the ball to Zach Tobler and get him on the score sheet. But other guys proving their worth as well. Foul is called away from the basketball. They got Darnell Edge with the personal foul.
Out of Socrates, New York. Where is that? You been there before? You're from Syracuse?
I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. Look at the big fella.
Brooks with a big 2-hand up.
That was a slow ascension. And he takes it and dunks it hard. Gets back on defense. That was impressive.
Loose ball knocked away. Quadri Moore trying to pick it up. Jump ball will be called. The arrow is in favor.
This is what you're supposed to do when you're a big fella. Watch, you get a little slip and pick. He pick and roll. He got it right here, puts it up. And I like it. He's long. Jump over the defense, meet them at the rim. Most of them can grab it when they're down around the chest area, but you put it over your head at 7 feet and jump and dunk. They're not going to be able to touch that.
Terry, 47 points for the Bearcats in the paint today.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the paint when he took off. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when he put it through the cylinder, he was
in the paint?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
47 points in the paint for the Bearcats. Fairleigh Dickinson as a team, total 53.
Yeah.
That's how much of a blowout it has been. Remember, this game was 12-11. And the Bearcats just blew the doors off the joint. Zach Tobler up and in. 2 for Tobler time.
We got a ball game now.
This place is going nuts.
How about that? Look at that.
And a rebound.
Zach Tobler is working on a triple single.
The man to my right knows all about that.
You got to get him an assist.
Rolls off the cylinder. Remember, 106 points is now tied the highest scoring game of the Mick Cronin era, so one more bucket will change that.
Is that a steal? Is that a triple single?
We'll see. We'll see how generous the scorekeepers are on the far side. Quadri Moore, 3-pointer no. Jaron Cumberland's going to be called for a foul.
All season. He's up stressed, thinking about basketball, gets up about 3 or 4 in the morning. We want to make sure his 4 hours of sleep feel like 8, so we get him a nice comfy mattress. Second, for the team, some boxing lessons. They're going to take everybody's best shots. They got to learn how to take a punch and retaliate with that left hook and continue to be offensive minded, not just defensive minded. And for a partner, Tommy G, you got a growing family, you got a thriving business. Kings Island passes. You need to get away with the kids, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, let them go play. Let them get on some of the rides, and you and your wife walk around and have a good time and watch the kids. You don't have to get on the rides. You get vertigo at our age, but let them enjoy themselves.
No doubt. My wife and my kids can go on the rides. I'll get the popcorn and wait for them, or the pizza, or whatever. Wait for them at the bottom. That's fine. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. I apologize. I haven't gotten around to doing my shopping yet.
Well, there's still
Maybe
time.
Monday. Yeah, there's still time.
I got kids too, man.
Thankful for that. There is still time, so Monday or Tuesday I'll find some time to sneak away and handle some of that. Spin move to the lane by Anderson. Quadri Moore will get the rebound. And Cincinnati's still looking for one more basket to set the new all-time high for points scored in a Mick Cronin era game. Good looking 3-pointer there from Jiggets. He has a baker's dozen.
Hard to stay focused in a game like this when you're up by 50. dump down pass. Nasir will put up a little jump hook here.
Nasir Brooks spinning, putting it up and through, and there it is. 108 points is now the most scored in a game in the Mick Cronin era. Again, this is the 346th game with Mick Cronin as the leader of the Cincinnati Bearcats, and now the most points that his men have scored in a game. Three-pointer from Justin Jennifer's not close.
Cats get back on defense.
The next two walk-ons for Mick Cronin. I mentioned three walk-ons now. It's been Zach Tobler as the lone walk-on the last few years. Now two more. We got John Coase, a freshman out of Cleveland, Ohio. And then Jackson Bart, the redshirt freshman who transferred in from Oral Roberts. They are both at midcourt. And will get an opportunity to check in the next whistle. Mick Cronin actually, he was not used a timeout today. He'll call one, but simply to get the subs into the game and get two of his other guys out. Justin Jennifer and Jaron Cumberland are a big part of this puzzle. So getting them out of the game with 2 minutes to play is important. And Cincinnati with a 50-point lead has all three walk-ons in. And who's the first guy to coach up the two guys? Well, first let's talk about Gary Clark going fishing.
Look at
Gary
that.
Clark from North Carolina. He loves to fish. Who joins him? Well, walk-on Zach Tobler. He's the only guy on the team who will go fishing with him down there in Kentucky.
You know what? Reminds me of Herb Jones. Herb is an avid fisherman, and look at this guy right here, Gary Clark. Loves to drop that line in the water. Watch this little fancy behind him. Oh!
Justin Jennifer faked the pass, laid it up and in instead.
Well, you know, you got to use them as bait every once in a while. Speaking of fishing.
Yeah, well played there. Darnell Edge with a tray. Certainly seems like the Knights are knocking down a few late three-pointers.
Well, they got to get their average up. You know, you got to make sure that the guys who are supposed to score get their points up. Quadri's going to get some of his.
175 points between these two teams. Another rebound for Zach Tobler. Even the referee has a smile on his face.
Even Mick looked at Coach Savino and was like, what is he doing?
He's pointing at him. The whole bench is asking what's going on.
Yeah, that's fun. Christmas time, and he's pointing over at Savino because they worked on that in practice. He goes, you know, when you pump fake, you don't always have to shoot the three. Guys are going to think they're going to shoot it anyway because you're a walk-on.
3 free throws. They're saying he's behind the arc.
He's behind the arc. I mean, got a little Steph Curry action on there. He's going to fill out that triple single.
Zach Tobler has tied his season high of 3 points.
I mean, look at it. The IQ. Get him in the air. Shoot it.
He now has a new season high with 4 points.
Come on. He's approaching my career high.
One more.
How about that? He slimmed down and made all 3 of the
Career high for Zach Tobler with 5 points.
I can rest in peace now.
Still 1:18 left. Bearcats are going to have one more possession at the very least. Ball's kicked away and will stay with the Knights. Cincinnati back in action on Thursday. That'll be the 3rd game in this 3-game homestand against a very good Marshall team here at Fifth Third Arena. After that, it's league play and Xavier. So all American Conference games, and then Xavier, of course, who comes in here to Fifth Third Arena in January, which could be a top 25 matchup. And when you're looking at that, Terry, this could be one of the most anticipated crosstown shootouts we've had in the last 10, 15 years.
Oh, man, they're always big. I tell you what, they're always big. But this year, you're right. The anticipation for that one, it's going to be something that people in this city talk about. They talk about it all year long. And I know Cincinnati would like to have some momentum going into that game. But let's not forget Marshall on the 22nd, and then they start league play on the 28th.
Temple, who's a very good opponent.
Temple beat them last year down there, so Cats look to go down there and exact a little bit of revenge. Let Zach bring it up.
Zach setting the pick. Justin Jennifer again fakes the pass, lays it up and in.
I mean, how many times are you going to go for the banana in the tailpipe?
Jennifer has 13. Bearcats trying to get it back for one more opportunity to score. A foul was called, and assuming the Bearcats either get a rebound or obviously would get it after 2 made free throws, then Cincinnati would have one more opportunity to shoot.
Is that 7 people, 7 Bearcats in double figures?
That kind of day for Mick Cronin in Cincinnati. That 117 points now is the most in an American Athletic Conference game. Obviously, the conference is short-lived, 5 years now. But 117 points is a new American Conference record. The UC record is 127. They're not going to get there, Terry.
They're not going to get there. Let's shoot for Marshall.
Yeah. 117 points, and Cincinnati's going to have to shoot it once more because there's about a 17-second differential between game clock and shot clock.
Get it up, Bart.
Jennifer to Quadri Moore. Moore driving the lane, fouled. He'll go to the stripe.
Let's not forget the work that Coach Cronin and his staff has put into this basketball team and crafting it in his likeness, the toughness. He wants guys to come out there with their lunch pail and get it done all the time, and he doesn't take this team for granted. So he is really doing the Jack be nimble trick with this team and lighting the fire under each and every one of them. And when you bench a guy who's one of the top 15 in the country in double-doubles, and Kyle Washington, you bench him because he doesn't have a rebound in the Butler game, he's sending a message, shots fired to his team. Do what I ask you to do. Do what the team requires you and depend on you to do, or you will be over here next to me.
Last time the Bearcats had 7 in double figures, that was against Chicago State, December 23rd, 2013. This is the Bearcats' highest scoring game since 1976-77. 120 against Kent State that year. 119 against Fairleigh Dickinson today. Bearcats will hold it here, so they will not eclipse that 120. But Cincinnati will get their 9th win of the season.